Litecoin and Bitcoin, bulls versus the bears. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. I'm doing this video a little early this morning. I've got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to try to zip through it kind of quick. Now, first off, I want to remind everybody to leave your comments down below in the comment section for your chance to win the free t-shirt. We will be doing that Sunday. I'll pick a random video throughout the week, and then we'll pick a random comment off that video. So make sure you comment on all the videos. Also, we're going to take a look at Litecoin here, and I do see possibility of a small downside coming before another turn up. And then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin doing the same thing. Stick around to the end of the video, and we're going to do the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart and look at the comparisons there. And I've been using that chart as sort of a guide, and it's been treating me well. So anyways, let's get into the video.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Anybody doing any investing or trading in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. It's free. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you don't miss out on anything. Smash those likes. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video if you have any questions, whatnot. Yeah. Also, share the video if you would. I really appreciate it if you get the videos out there. And yeah. So anyways, I want to thank everybody that has been subscribing and liking and sharing. I really appreciate it. Take 2 seconds out. Go ahead and hit that like button right now, and then we'll continue on. All right. So looking at Litecoin on the daily. I was looking at this, and I've showed this in the past couple videos, that this could be a big cup and we could be forming a handle here. And like I said, I'm not sure of this, but we'll still like to take a look at everything. And if we were to break out, right here would be the neckline of that, around the $99.50 to $100 range, right in there. That'd get us up to the 179 range, guys. If, like I said, if that's a cup and handle. But I did just want to show that real quick. So we're going to take a look at the RSI, and as you can see, it looks like we're falling out of the bottom of this. Actually, this should probably be moved down. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll move that down there, and we're looking at like it wants to fall out of the bottom of this, which is possible. If we do, we'll have a, obviously we're going to have a sell-off here, but I do believe we may bounce around in here for a little bit and maybe one more touch up in the daily RSI here. I'm going to go into the 4-hour, take a look at where we're at on that. And here's the 4-hour. This was the falling wedge that we broken out of. And then I have these two white lines that were a symmetrical wedge here. And we broke up out of it here a little, down out of it here a little, come back up. Got support down here, and we come back up, and I think we're going to come back down for one more touch and possibly come back up. But let's take a look at it. And we're going to take a look at my targets here. And let's see where we're at. We'll take a look at the lower targets first. And as of right now, I think that we may have this one more push up, which is possible. As you can see, I have this rising wedge drawn here, or broadening wedge, I guess. Not so much a rising wedge because we have a flat bottom, but a broadening wedge drawn here with these two white lines. And if we take a look at where we're at now, I believe we could possibly be coming up here for one more touch around the $89 to $90 range. But I do have these lower targets, and if you see this channel I have drawn here, as you can see, we come down, hit the bottom, got support, hit the top, got resistance, hit the bottom, got support. I do believe we're probably going to come back up and get one more touch up here. And if we look at the RSI, we do have room for that. But we do have to look at the possibility of breaking down into this channel but this has been giving us support. This is an old rising channel I have here, and it looks like we're, it's trying to give us support here. We may come back down and touch this. This is the area we got to watch. And I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, it could go up, oh, it could go down whenever they watch videos or whatever and kind of make fun of it. But there is confirmation points that we watch for, guys. Be aware of that. So anyways, what I'm looking at here is if we were to break down from right here at the bottom of this wedge and we break through the bottom here, this is the bottom of this channel, and this is where I do see us probably looking to head now, if we don't get up and test this. But I do believe we could possibly test this first. But anyways, breaking out about the bottom of this wedge would get us right around here to the $61 area. But the only problem with that is I believe if we break out of this downward channel, this is the measured move of that channel right here. And if we were to break down, say we broke down over in this area here, that this didn't end up giving us support here, and we broke through $51 range is my target. And another one that points to the same area is if we do the measured move off of this rising channel, and we were to break through the bottom of this rising channel, once we got back in, it also gets me to the $51 range, guys. So keep that in mind. That's definitely possible. But I do believe we're probably going to get support back down here again and come up. And then our measured move off of that would be if we, whoops, not that one, sorry. If we took this measured move here of this channel and we put it over here, if we were to break up, would be around the 108 range. And I know I had 109 there, but as the chart gets further along, obviously our trend lines are at different angles, so we have to take that into account when we make our targets. Now this next target here, if we're to break up out of this channel here, this is the measured move, measuring this over here as the flagpole. And looking at this as a bull flag, if we were to break up, that's what gets me up to this 127 range here, guys. And I believe if we come up this high, we'll probably come back down and get support on this line here and maybe bounce around in this channel for a little bit. So keep that in mind. That's where we're at. That's my thoughts on Bitcoin or Litecoin as of now. Now we're going to move over to Bitcoin. And excuse me, same thing on Bitcoin, looking at this as a possible cup and a handle forming here, and our neckline is right here around the 54.80 range. And if we took the measured move off of that, if we were to break up past this 54.80 range again, 78.50 would be the target there. And guys, that doesn't mean we shoot straight up to 78.50. Obviously, we're going to have, a lot of support and resistance. Well, a lot of resistance to break through to make support, and then, continue up from there. That could be, that could be July or something before we see that. But I just wanted to show you guys that. And now let's go into the RSI. Looking at the daily RSI, as you can see, I have this rising channel drawn here, and I do believe we're probably going to come back down here for another touch and then possibly continue up from there. So let's take a look at the 4 hour, see what that's looking like. And in the 4 hour, we are looking at the same thing. There's a falling wedge here, and it looks like we're going to come back down and test this for support again. If we break through, then we go through to the lower targets, which we'll check out the lower targets first, and then we'll check out the higher. I do believe we're probably going to get support on this and continue up, but definitely keep an eye on these guys. If you're watching, make sure you're drawing your own trend lines and making your own decisions. We're looking at this as a rising channel that we've been inside for quite some time now. Been about a week or so, maybe actually about 2 weeks. So, and now we're looking at where we're at here. We had our our EMAs turn up here and get a nice bounce. But I do believe that we're going to get a little downward motion first. Like I said, right here, touch the bottom of this channel. So looking at around the, actually, this is going to be moved up a little bit. Looking at around, sorry guys, right around the 5,000, looking for support again, which would be, you know, the bottom of this wedge here. As you can see, the yellow lines, this one here, I have this wedge drawn, and we could come back down, get another test of this bottom one, and then continue up. If we do break through this wedge here, that gets the higher targets. But let's look at the lower first. Here's a measured move off the wedge. If we were to break down off this wedge here, I have a measured move of, let's go down a little bit. Measured move of about $4,600 to $4,700 range, which would also line up with this 200 EMA here. And that's if we break down. So keep an eye on the 5,000 mark, guys. If we break down through that, this would be my target there. And then if we look at the measured move off of this as a channel, would be right here. And we take this down, say we broke out over here, that would get us down into, actually, I believe we would break down a little further. That'd get us down into the 4,400 range. So keep an eye on that. If we break this 5,000 range here, guys, then we're obviously continuing down. But I do believe it's possible we get support here and come back up and possibly break through this top of this rising wedge here, which would give me the target of the $5,600 range, which would also match up with the top of this channel again. So this is where I see us going, but I do see us having a little downward action first. But I do see us getting up here into this $5,600 range. And then, you know, we have to check the data after getting there to see where we might be headed first, or after that. But if we look at this rising channel and we do a measured move off of that rising channel, which was this line here, we were doing a measured move. If we were to break out over here, once we hit this 56, you know, it might play around and play with the resistance line on top. And if we were to break through, that would get me up to this $6,300 target, which would line up, if we go over in the charts, that would line up with this old resistance and support we had over here. So that makes sense. Now we're to look at this as a bull flag, and we take the measured move off the flagpole over here from where it broke out, and we put it up to here where we would possibly break through. If we break through the top of this channel, that would get us up to the $6,800 to $6,900 range, which again, guys, also would be old resistance. Oops, sorry about that. Old resistance here. So keep an eye on these areas, guys. I do see us getting up into at least the $5,600 range, but I do see, like I said, I do see us coming down, cooling off the RSIs and coming down into this area first. So keep an eye on that, and let's get into the gold and the Bitcoin chart. This is Bitcoin on the daily. As you can see, I've drawn these trend lines from each peak to where it broke down. And, you know, we're out of all of them except this last one over here. And we'll zoom into that in a second. But I want you to take a look at the gold weekly chart and see what happened when we broke through there. Obviously. And right around in here, the ETF was approved in 2003 for gold. And it just shot up crazy. But as you can see, we had two touches down here. Never had a capitulation candle. And if we look at the Bitcoin chart and zoom in a little bit, it's forming the same thing. And charts are based on human emotions, guys. I know you've heard me say that. It sounds like a broken record if you've been watching my channel. But if not, I do want everybody to realize that charts are based on human emotions. Human emotions don't change. That gold chart is the weekly chart. But also back then we didn't have social media, the internet, whatnot. Everything was a lot slower. And Bitcoin is the digital gold, if you ask me. So it's all playing out the same. I do have a theory I'm gonna make a video on sometime about what's happening in this space, and I think things like the hyperwave clickbait is all a bunch of BS, and I don't see us going to newer lows, guys. I don't see us breaking this bottom trend line ever again, in my honest opinion. So anyways, as you can see from them trend lines I drew from each peak, every time we hit one of those, we get resistance from it, then we break through, it becomes support. Resistance, broke through. Resistance, broke through. Resistance, broke through. This one is the only one that we didn't come back down and test for support. So eventually, I believe, you know, we could possibly come back down to test this for support. But I'm not so sure about that. I do believe, though, once we break through this line with conviction, I don't think we'll break back below it again. So keep an eye on this, guys. If you're doing your own charting, draw that out. I just showed you how I did it, and this one's on Bitstamp. So anyways, yeah, everything's still looking pretty bullish here. We're gonna go into the weekly RSI, and then we're gonna go into the monthly, and I'll show you why I believe the bottom's in. Sorry about that. And looking at the weekly RSI, as you can see, this was the 2013 bull run, and obviously the bear run following after, and I drew the trend line from here. As you can see, we started the trend line at the top of the bull run. We got resistance here, resistance again, and then broke through. 2017 bull run, we got resistance here, resistance again, and then broke through. That's why, guys, I do believe the bear market is over. Now we're going to look at the monthly RSI. As you can see, I have the two arcs drawn here. And keep in mind, this one could be sped up, could be a lot quicker. But I do want to point out that over here, 2013 bull run followed by the bear market. I'd put an arrow at each low on the RSI. We had 4 lows, and that was the end of the bear market. Same here, 4 lows, end of the bear market. Now again, guys, we could correct down a little bit, but also keep in mind that this could be sped up, you know, something like that. So anyways, I just drew this kind of as a guide, and yeah, I believe the bottom's in, guys, right there. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Also, leave the comments. Give you a chance to get you entered to win the free t-shirt. So, hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.